Hi Natalie, it's Dane, and I am absolutely thrilled to be reading for you again. And you have asked the question, if you move to an isolated mining town, will that affect the future of your art career? So we're going to see if you and your husband John move to an isolated mining town, will that affect the future of your art career? We're going to see what the cards have to say. I'm using my Green Witch tarot deck. It's just such a beautiful, gentle deck, and I felt that it was perfect for your energy and who you are. And also, I adore the artwork, so I thought you might like that too. Fantastic. Okay. That's you shining through right there. You are a Pisces. You are represented by the cups in the minor arcana, by the moon in the major arcana. You are also born under the moon in the hermit. So being isolated for you, okay, you do not mind being alone. Lonely is a completely different thing. But being alone is not something that's bad for you at all. It actually kind of recharges your battery and helps you move forward. However, you do work in a very kind of individualized career. Like it's just you. You don't have a bunch of people around you all the time. So that is something that we also want to look at. Now, your husband, John, is born on the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius. And I found that when people are born on the cusp like that, this is the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Athames in this deck, that they tend to have both the characteristics. So I wanted to incorporate that here in this reading. And it's really brilliant because you start with you here in your line, and you end with him. Okay, so you two have this fantastic connection that is absolutely beautiful. Okay, new beginnings, new starts. Put that deck there. Make sure you can see everything okay. Sorry about the glare. I know my head kind of helps with it. Now, John is born under the Hangman and the Empress. So he is fantastic at seeing things differently. He also has a fantastic, loving, caring energy about him. And if he loses sight of that, it will tend to drain him rather than building him up. So just making sure that he's always, embracing that nurturing side of his personality is fantastic for him. Now he, again, is either represented by the Devils as a Capricorn in the Major Arcana and the Pentacles, or as an Aquarius as a Star and the Swords. So I'm taking Aquarius. I know he's born right on the cusp, and he's not an Aquarius. I believe he is a Capricorn, but we're also just keeping that into consideration here and making sure that that card comes through. Okay, his energy comes through, because it definitely is his energy coming through. Let me just... Okay. Your first card here is the Queen of Cups. And this is you. This is absolutely positively you. I love her depiction here with the sea behind her, dressed in the green. You are very healing. You have very healing, very positive energy. You are a loving, caring, compassionate person. And that's what you convey through your work. And that's what you convey through your life, your actions. This is who you are. You also have to know that as a water sign, there are tendencies to be pulled out by the undertow of emotions. So keeping yourself grounded and keeping yourself steadily moving forward is absolutely going to be spot on for you. Okay? So making sure that you are open and honest with your feelings. A lot of times people think, oh, I can't feel that way, or I can't be like that. They feel as if they have to be very strict with themselves. For you, being open, honest, and genuine with your emotions to yourself, maybe not to everybody else, because some people get exhausted by that, but to yourself, to those who you love, is really going to help move you forward. Also, the phases of the moon, since you have the moon in your personal chart and in your personal tarot cards, and under your birth card, okay, that is going to mean that the phases of the moon, and being a water sign, the phases of the moon are going to affect you. And that is either going to be a time where you get fantastic ideas and greatest inspiration, or a time where you need to kind of be more quiet and by yourself and really take in everything that's coming to you. But I really do feel as if the phases of the moon here, I don't know why, they're telling me to tell you to embrace that energy and embrace the change, and because that is the divine feminine, that is the maternal energy of the earth coming to you. Even if you don't believe in that, it is just maternal energy coming to you. All right? So know that you are shining through in this reading loud and clear, and you are embracing your future absolutely beautifully. Now, what's interesting here, because your husband, John, is coming through as the Athames, as the Queen of Swords. You also have here the Page of Swords. So you two have this fantastic link. And he has an opportunity. There is something about this to know his mind better, to know what he wants more as you two move forward. So I would really sit there and say, to have this open discussion, this open dialogue, because you're moving forward for the prosperity of your family. But there is also for you, following, again, the full moon here, your wisdom, your opportunities, your understanding, your personal guidance is going to be something that's absolutely invaluable. And you're still learning with your artwork, with your creations. You are never stopping learning. So in an environment where you can be isolated, okay, but also get your battery recharged by being around people, by being able to go and even sit in a coffee shop and just kind of soak up that energy as you are drinking a latte or a cup of tea. You know, that's kind of what you need to keep your creative juices flowing. So knowing your mind, knowing what it is that you want, really looking at things and discussing things openly with your husband is going to be one of the best moves that you two can make. You have the Nine of Pentacles here. This is prosperity of home. This is prosperity of family. This is moving forward, and you have this prosperity of home. If you move, you will still have this prosperity of home. There are going to be adjustments to be had and things to look at. Okay? You will need to make an adjustment in order to move forward in this move, in order for this move to be right for you guys. Really looking at things and being really, really honest with yourselves, because you want this prosperous home. You want this bounty to keep on coming into your lives. I don't know if you have children or what it is, but just being connected and close to family, or, you know, nieces, nephews, people like that, that is something that's also very important to the both of you. So keeping that in mind. Right, because you have here the Hierophant, the High Priest in this deck. And that means you're following a traditional path, right? It's not you guys reinventing the wheel, especially with your art, to have that isolation, but to also have that rejuvenation that comes with it, to sit there and say, this is the path that I'm on. You're taking it astoundingly seriously, because this is your career, this is your livelihood, and this is something that is very important to you. You also, here with the High Priest, you have the ability, okay, let me just see what flowers those are. Oh, I don't know. You have the ability, Natalie, to be very, very, very good at what you do, okay? And you are embracing your learning. You're always changing, always adapting, always honing in to your personal skills, and never being satisfied with never being satisfied that what you just did is the best thing that you can do. If you understand what I'm saying, it's always pushing yourself a little bit further, learning new ideas, talking with people, embracing, you know, new concepts and everything like that. There's just a wealth of information that you get from being around people and being around inspiration, like-minded people. Okay, so that is something to take into consideration when you're considering moving, especially to an isolated place. If it is really far away from, you know, from being able to go anywhere, I would definitely consider that. You know, that would definitely be something to keep in mind. But you have here the Six of Chalices, the Six of Cups. So this is moving forward in love. This is this is as if you and your husband are your best friends. Okay? And you have that connection, you have that understanding. And I know here they're two little kids, but it's almost as if your souls cold to each other. You have that soulmate connection. And I don't believe in soulmates, because I know I say you have that soulmate connection, and in the next breath I say I don't believe in soulmates, but it's a true love connection. Okay, I don't believe that your soul is incomplete. I believe that you two are complete individuals who move forward as complete individuals who want to be and cherish each other, be with and cherish each other. So that's what this prosperity is saying here. This card of prosperity is also saying to let go of doubts and fears that you have had since you were younger. Okay, to sit there and say, this is how I'm moving forward, this is what I want, and being really secure and confident within your voice, because your voice is going to help you, and advocating for yourself, sitting there and saying, again, this is what I want. This is how I'm moving forward. This is what's important to me. This is what isn't, is going to be paramount to your success and to your ability to move forward as an artist, right? Just being really, really honest with yourself and with your surroundings. Because I feel as if you go through times of great isolation with the cards, you go through times of great isolation, you keep yourself, working and focused, and then there are times where you just need to be around people to soak up that energy. Now, this is the move to the isolated. This is you. This is the move to the isolated mining town. We have here the Five of Pentacles. Now, I don't know if you would be moving. Well, here it's the winter. I believe you're in Australia, so it's the summer there, right? So you are contemplating things, but also you have there's a feeling here of being left out in the cold, of sitting there and saying, how is it that I want to move forward? And there's a feeling already of isolation within you, okay? And that's what you are worried about with the mining town. Will it harbor this feeling of isolation, or will it bring joy and prosperity into your life? Because right now you're thinking, oh my gosh, at least from the cards, that's what I'm feeling. You're thinking, how much more isolated can I be? Am I going to be a part of something? Am I not going to be a part of something? Is this going to be a community that's like so close-knit that you're always going to be viewed as an outsider? How is it that I'm going to move forward? And there's a sense here of being isolated, but there's a celebration behind you. And you're going to be part of that celebration. You're going to be part of that joy and that bounty soon. Okay, so don't think that this isolation is going to be forever, or that if you move to that isolated mining town, that the community that's there would be hostile and, not be welcoming to you too. Because I don't think that's the case. I think you're finding your footing, and you're finding your place, and you're finding your prosperity. And it is going to take time, but there is going to be a feeling of being severely isolated. And I don't use that lightly, but being severely isolated as you enter into this mining town and as you move forward. And that's something that has to be addressed, because I do see movement here, and happiness of family, and just you two being together. And it brings more prosperity into your lives, but really looking at the aloneness of it. I don't know if your husband also works from home, but there's a sense of you being on your own quite a bit. So taking that into consideration, but while you are on your own, okay, it is focusing on your prosperity here. You have the Five of Pentacles hanging above, even though you're not looking at them. But then we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is prosperity, which is working on your prosperity. While you're alone, you are going to spend a lot of time working on what is most important to you, which is your artwork, and really getting yourself out there, really making sure that you're marketing yourself and this and that, and that you're setting up, arrangements with like showings and things. There's just a sense of you working hard to kind of peddle your own goods, okay? Working hard to keep on embracing the prosperity that you want. And peddling your own goods is not bad at all. People seem to think that, everything should just fall into their lap and stuff. I don't know if you ever read Wayne Dyer, but he said that he used to sell his books from the back of his car until, bookstores would stock them. Okay? So that's a sense of what you're doing. You are making sure that people see your work. You're making sure that you are getting out there, that things are happening, and you're embracing your prosperity. Okay? I was apprehensive about, the isolated mining town, but it does look as if it does give you time to think. It does give you time to focus on what it is that you want. This card here is the only other card with the Five of Pentacles that gives me pause. Okay? Because you have here the Five of Athenaeus. Now, 5 is an important number for you. Let me just check, because 3, 9. Right now we've had 2 5s here. That's an important number right now. Things happening in a count of 5, moving you guys forward. Right? And this is, this man here, think of him, I always look at this card and I think of him as a craftsman, and this is a potential client. This is a client. And he's looking and seeing the goods that this man has made and seeing the prosperity within them, like seeing the quality of his work, how much time, how much effort he's put in. And I love, if you see that peacock right back there, that peacock for me represents Herod in Greek mythology. It's the home, the family. It's as if you gain, okay, your family right here, you have the 9 of Pentacles, you have the 5 of Athames, and you have the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Okay, cool. And you have this prosperity of family, and that's your most important thing. That's the most important thing to your work and your career, is having that loving energy around you. Not the, and excuse my language, but not the bullshit energy of people, you know, those people that kind of want something from you or are only friends with you when it's convenient for them. That's not what you're interested in. The 5 of Athames is saying that you move forward with this knowledge and this understanding of what it is that you want, of how it is that your prosperity is coming in, and that focus on family. You're working hard, and again, you're selling your wares. You're selling your art is like selling a bit of your soul, which that sounds harsh, but it is the way that best art is done, through putting your energy, your joy, your prosperity, your abundance into it. And then we have here the 9 of Athames, the 9 of Swords. So this is worry, this is doubt, this is fear, this is you being afraid that if you make this decision, you will make a terrible mistake. But this is also saying that you have a lot going on in your mind right now. You are being flooded with ideas, and it's hard to clear your mind, or you're being flooded, maybe not with ideas, it could be ideas and worries mixed together. It's hard to sleep, okay? And I definitely understand this completely. But being able to calm yourself, being able to center yourself, and being able to let go of your worries and get a good night rest is actually going to help you more than anything else. So being able to sit there and look at the fears that you have and say, okay, I understand that, let me just look at that for a minute. I understand that things are hard. I understand that, you know, times are, they're changing, and there's a lot of worry that comes with it. But there's also prosperity. There's beauty being shown here by that light shining on the flowers. You see that? There's beauty coming in. And things aren't as bad as they might seem. It's not as dire as you might think. There's just a sense of having to look at things without all the doubt, all the fear, all the added emotions tumbling through your mind, okay? And I know that sounds really hard to say. I actually think that you need to lay out all your fears. You need to sit there. I don't know if you need to talk to them with your husband or write them in a journal if you're afraid that he'll be like, what the heck are you talking about? You know, but there's a sense of needing to get out into the open. Everything, yeah, that feels right, because now I can breathe again, okay? Because when I picked up this card, it's almost as if it was hard to breathe. It was hard to sit there and look at things and get the decision to be made right. Kind of a pros and cons list. If you're not a pros and cons kind of person, paint what you feel when you think about staying, and paint what you feel when you think about going. Okay, and it doesn't have to be something big. It could be just throwing colors onto a piece of paper, and sit there and look at what that means to you. Look at the colors that you're choosing. Look at how they vibrate with you, okay? Look at the decisions that need to be made, and sit there and say, okay, I have this. Because there's a clarity that's going to come, because within your soul, you know what you want to do. All right, Natalie, you know that there is something more waiting for you. And I think that's where your fear is coming from, because if there's something more waiting for you, if you leave the comfort of where you are, will you be able to replicate that in the place that you are now living? Really walk about, you know, check the energy of the place. It might sound silly, but check the vibrations of the place. Check to make sure that you have, that it has that connection with you, okay? Because if it doesn't, then creating your artwork there is going to be astoundingly hard. I'm not going to lie and sit there and say that, you know, oh, you're an artist, you can go anywhere and do anything. You are an artist, you can go anywhere, you can bring your work with you. However, you're also a sensitive, so that means that the place where you are conducting your work has to resonate with your soul, or else you're going to feel out of balance. This is putting your prosperity in order. This is putting your magic, that bit of the divine that lives within you, that you use your gift for, you have your joy and your love guiding you forward, okay? And this is your creativity, this is your passion and energy that you use to create the canvases that you do, the artwork that you do, which I have to say, I absolutely adore it. I think it's so beautiful. I want to buy a piece one of these days. But your work is lovely. And this is you moving forward in that prosperity, in that bounty, adjusting to your new surroundings, right? Because she's hanging her wands up on the wall. You can think of them as paint sticks if you want to. And sitting there. And any place that you choose that has the right vibration with you, that sits there and resonates with your soul, will be the right place for you, because you are moving forward with the Seven of Wands, and then you have the Six of Wands. Okay, 6 is also an important number to you. Now I'm sitting there saying numbers, but 6, 7s, all right, 5, 5, 6, 7. That makes me think of that rhyme, 5, 6, 7, all good people go to heaven. You know, you're sitting there and you're having this understanding of self come forward. And once everything falls into place, it will all kind of tumble down like dominoes. But you have the Six of Wands here. You have prosperity coming into your life. You have celebration. And really being happy with the decision that you make. Okay, really being happy. It's you being absolutely honest with yourself, looking at things, feeling isolated, feeling kind of alone in maybe even your apprehensions. Maybe people are looking at things, because I don't know, are looking at things and going, oh my gosh, this is such a great opportunity. You're sitting there going, why don't I feel as happy as I should be? Because it's not only that you are worried about what the move means. You are worried about things on so many different levels. So being able to put yourself at ease, I really do think painting, taking a canvas, or if you don't want to use a canvas, just taking a piece of paper and putting down what you feel when you think of moving to this mining town, and what you feel when you think of staying in your home. That's going to help bring clarity to you, because you have here the Strength card, which I absolutely love. This is the crone walking with the lion. This is wisdom. This is strength. This is perseverance of character. That's how you move forward, Natalie. That's how you embrace yourself. That's who you are. You are a person who is so much stronger than people give you credit for, who is so much stronger than other people could imagine. So you are embracing your truth. You are embracing your prosperity. You are embracing your strength. And you are moving forward with that knowledge and with that understanding. And it's in an unlikely place. That's why when I started the reading, I thought, an isolated, mining town, that's going to be something, like, that's a really, tough pill to swallow. That's going to be a lot. And now I'm looking at things and I'm seeing strength in unlikely places, unlikely pairings. You wouldn't expect an old lady to be a crone, to be walking beside a lion, right? You wouldn't think that she had the strength of will to even get the lion to listen to her. But that's what's happening here. This is strength through your hard work, through learning more, through gaining understanding, and through embracing this prosperity, because it's through this prosperity of love, with the 10 of chalices, that the real inspiration for your work comes from. And as long, again, as you make sure the energy of where you're going to be working is absolutely fantastic for you, as long as you embrace your truth and your prosperity, as long as you sit there and say, this is what I want from life, that's what you're going to get. And I know it sounds funny, and you might sit there and say, Dane, how is that going to happen? But it is, because there's a balance of understanding. There's a sense of love moving you forward. And as long as you're in a place that is based in love, is grounded and rooted in love, you're going to be okay. And as long as you make sure that you can recharge your battery, that you are still, communicating with people and getting out there and, being able to soak in kind of the energy of others when you've depleted your energy. Okay, also making sure that you get lots of sunlight. You don't have to, sunbathe or anything like that, but just sit out in the sun for a little bit, have a cup of coffee, a cup of tea outside. Being able to be kind of connected with the sun is going to help heal your energy and help move you forward. It's a cleansing that's going to happen. It's going to take away from any of the, not darkness, but the harmfulness that we can just pick up through day-to-day living, that kind of adheres itself to the soul, and it bleaches it away. Think of putting up sheets to dry and how they always smell amazing and are nice and warm when the sun has dried them, and there's, the sun is natural bleach. They're brighter, whiter, or, Yeah, we'll do white sheets because then the sun can bleach out the colors for others. But there's a sense of you embracing that prosperity. There's also not only the sun, the scent of roses is going to be very beneficial. If you don't like the scent of roses, then you could do lavender or something like that. But roses are a purifying energy, and it helps to protect you. So that is also going to help protect your soul as you work, and also Epsom salt baths. I'm a big fan of Epsom salt baths just to cleanse your energy and help you move forward. All right. Also putting your paintbrushes out during the full moon. I know this is like just, I mean, it just had to tell you this. It's going to help too. So there's a connection of love here, getting back on track. There's a connection of love. There's a connection of understanding. As long as you and your husband are happy, as long as you two have that connection, as long as you have that connection with your family, and again, you're not out there all by yourself, because I have a feeling from the cards that it's very easy to lose track of days, to, be so involved in your work that you don't realize the time that's passing. So to be able to have people around you who help you, who ground you, but who also help you stay connected to quote unquote the real world is going to be beneficial for you as you move forward, okay, in your move, but it just in your life in general. And then we have the Three of Wands, and this is what's making me think that a move may not be the worst thing in the whole entire world, because even though you have here, oh goodness, you have the Hierophant and you have doubts and fears, right? You have the Three of Wands, which is on a ship mast. So this does denote moving. It does denote, sitting there and moving forward, embracing what it is that you want, looking at your passions, looking at your creativity, and saying, is this what I desire? Now, this could mean, if you two decide not to move to an isolated mining town, it could mean that you decide to move someplace or downscale or something like that. But there is a sense of needing to be connected with family. Absolutely, that's imperative. Yeah. Needing to be connected to family, not letting yourself be too isolated, Natalie, is astoundingly important for you. Focusing on your work, cleansing your soul, knowing and being able to, communicate with others, to be able to get your work out there. That's also going to help. And taking that risk on yourself. This could also mean that you are kind of getting out of your comfort zone while you are promoting your work. But there's a sense of worry and fear, and then a sense of moving forward and embracing the Queen of Pentacles. Now, I did say that this is also your husband, but this is also you, because this reading is about you. This is you knowing your soul and what you want, being a student of your mind, what it is that you desire, knowing your tools, knowing how to implement what it is that you want from life, following your wisdom, following your love, being balanced within yourself. Think of the Pentacles also as the Patronian man in that Da Vinci painted, the head, the legs, the arms, making up the star. So the mind, and then the four elements. You're embracing that understanding, and you're moving forward in the prosperity. You're focused on your task, and you're going to see messages come your way that are going to help you make your decision and help you move forward to what it is that you desire, to what it is that you love. But this is also following your mind. You're following your heart, and your mind here, Natalie, are going to help you make the decision, are going to help you move forward. And I don't want you to sit there and say, okay, Dane said that this move isn't going to be bad and things are going to move forward and my work is going to be okay. There is going to be some sort of hiccup along the way, okay? Just some doubts and fears that are going to impact your work. Making sure that you still stay connected with people. I know personally, being connected with people and being able to be there as an artist is going to help your soul. I mean, it just is. I can feel that, absolutely. But you're moving your prosperity actually from a place of it being hidden to a place of it being seen. These are your clarifying cards with the Four of Pentacles. And then you have the Ace of Wands, new beginnings, movement, moving forward, embracing what it is that you want from life. And this could even be in the fall. I don't know if you'd be moving in the fall or in the winter, but I have a feeling it wouldn't be right away. But I don't know. There's just a sense of new beginnings, kind of things being washed clean. And in winter when things get really cold and fresh and clean, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing new beginnings for you guys. I'm seeing new beginnings for you especially. And this is saying, do not worry about your artwork being in impacted negatively, even if you have time where you're not producing as much as you were, you're taking in understanding, you're actually gaining ideas for your soul, and that's helping you move forward. But this is a gift of new beginnings, Natalie. And for me, the aces are gift cards, so make sure you take this gift of new beginning, even if it's not exactly in the package that you had thought it would be in, or, you know, even if you guys do not decide to move to the mining town, there is a sense of prosperity coming into your life and new beginnings starting and new chapters opening up. So don't lose faith in that. And now let's see here what your subconscious message is. It's you again. It's the moon. It's following your wisdom, following your understanding, sitting there and embracing what it is that you want. This is you shining through loud and clear. You know what you want, Natalie. You know what your soul desires. And this is embracing solitude. This is embracing quiet. But this is also embracing your wisdom, embracing your understanding, embracing the beauty of your soul, and moving forward in a way that is prosperous and right for you, and not in a way that is prosperous or right for anybody else. People might sit there and look at you and think, wow, that's absolutely crazy. But you are doing what's right for you. There's a sense of understanding. There's a sense of clarity of purpose. There's a sense of something bigger coming too. So embrace that. Let your heart be open to it. And you are going to do just fine. You're actually going to get a wish. A wish is coming true. A sense of things falling into alignment is really what's happening here. All right, Natalie, I hope this answered your question. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. You are a beautiful energy to read for, and this was really beautiful. Okay, bye.